and strong. Talking Tigers all morning long. Saints exceed headlines on the screen. Breaking it down with a little caffeine. Grab your mug, come on in. Let's wake this day and let it begin. It's Morning Scone. Everybody on. Coffee's hot and the news is strong. Purple, gold, black and gold. Stories waiting to be told from Baton Rouge to New Orleans. Talking sports and everything between. Wake up, smile, let's get it on. Start your day with Morning Scone. It's Morning Scone. Everybody on. Coffee's hot and the news is strong. Purple, gold, black and gold. Stories waiting to be told from Baton Rouge to New Orleans. Talking sports and everything between. Wake up, smile, let's get it on. Start your day with Morning Scone. Where the coffee's hot, the takes are hotter.
Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parrish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. Unique physique, unique aesthetics and wellness, restored motions, restoredmotions.com. Bocock Brothers, premium cigars. Code MAT15, MAT15, MAT15 for 15% off your order. Get ready to use that promo code because I am about to, not today, but I think maybe tomorrow, we'll unveil the new LSU box. Fired up for it. And of course, FMOL Health, our Lady of the Lake Championship Health partner of LSU Athletics. I got a sneak peek today at their commercial for football season. It's pretty good. It features Sam Levitt, Whit Weeks, Trey Green, and Lane Kiffin. So excited about that. Okay. Good morning, everybody. How about this? Saints preseason game number 1 today. We get to watch the black and gold in the dome. A little football, fired up for it. 3:00 kickoff. Spencer Rattler will get the start. We're not going to see Tyler Shuck. We're not going to see a lot of the starters. It's interesting how the NFL teams largely have handled remember the 3 preseason games since they've, what was it, 4 years ago when they went to the 17-game schedule. The arc used to be, they would like slowly ramp up to where the 3rd preseason game, the starters played the most and nobody played at all in the 4th. Now it's like nobody plays in the 1st. They play a good bit in the 2nd and nobody plays in the 3rd. So this would be a really good opportunity to see the guys that are trying to make the team. And some position groups, some rookies that I'm really excited to see. We've heard a lot about Michael Heldman, the edge rusher from Central Michigan. Obviously, the rookies, I would assume Christian Miller will play on the interior. Good opportunity to see some of those young linebackers. I'm sure we'll see Danny Stutzman, Jalen Ford, Isaiah Stallbird, those guys. It's something we probably haven't spent enough time talking about, although I do ask Ross about it on our camp reports, is the place kicker battle. But when you think about like Blake Grupe losing the Saints games with clutch missed kicks, for a team that might be hovering around 500 with a chance to win a bad division, like if you end up in a 1-score game with a chance to make a 48-yard field goal to steal a game on the road, how confident are you going to make it? With the guys you have right now, it's hardly an automatic. So I think that's something I want to keep an eye on. And then we'll see. Offensively, there's a lot of excitement certainly around the young receivers. We could see Barryon Brown. We could see Bryce Lance. Oscar Delp, rookie tight end, be running around out there, which would be good. And then, still a lot to be settled at running back. So behind your first two. So we'll get to maybe look at Audric Estime and Devin Neal and some of those guys in this game. So I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited about preseason game number 1, 3:00 tonight. Get our first, or this afternoon, get our first look here at the Saints. So looking for it. Okay. Oh, man. Okay, I just got a text. So I would assume the Bocock folks are watching. The new box launch is next Friday. So it won't be tomorrow. It'll be Friday. Unless if I just show it to y'all, and because I know they're taking like pre-orders. So, or you can be put in your email to be notified whenever it goes live. Or maybe I'll just wait till next Friday. All right, let's say some good mornings. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post, podcast, subscribe in your favorite podcast app, rate us, leave a review. Great day on Friday, honoring Skip Bertman. What a show. I don't know if you heard AFR, but man, we had, I'm just going in order, but Governor Landry, Todd Walker, Terrio, Mike Bianco, Nick Saban, Ron Polk, Bill Daly, that's the one I forgot, Eddie Furness, Blair Barbier. I mean, it was a heck of a way to honor Skip with that many people who came. And I think it speaks to the man that many people were willing to come on air and talk about him and share their experiences. So, and that was just AFR, Hanny and Ott had Paul Maneri and Bill Franquez and I believe Patrick Coogan, and Hunt talked to Jay Johnson, and I think he had Doug on with him. We had a great day. It was a great day, honoring Skip, and it was awesome. So hope y'all enjoyed all the content yesterday. Hey, Mike, good morning. Brad, good morning. Jim, good morning. Craig, Jesse, head to the Dome. Okay, awesome, man. Enjoy the day. That's great. Great. Hey, Corey, good morning. Survive, good morning. Glad to have normal LSU News morning. Kickoff's getting close. We get some Saints today. Let's go. Hey, remember also that LSU does scrimmage tonight in Tiger Stadium. 6:05 is the scrimmage. It's not open to the public or the media. And Erica and I are going to the Capitol Gala Best Dress tonight, which is annually, I think, my favorite fundraiser event in Baton Rouge. It's such a fun night down at the River Center. And so we're going to go to that tonight, but I would suspect that either late this evening or early tomorrow, I'll get a few phone calls about what happened at the scrimmage. So excited to get some news and notes and tidbits. Let's see. Scott, good morning. Happy elevator riding day. Thank you, man. Hey, Drew, good morning. I guess that's on Locked On. You briefly touched on the Pickett press conference. I might need you to ask a question if there's something you want me to address specifically. Hey, Stephen, good morning. This is silly. DJ, keep 5, give 9 to Deuce, and 20 to Lamar. Everyone stay focused. Well, they can't give 20 away because 20 is retired. That's the one number that is retired. And they did that as soon as Dr. Cannon's career was over. They did the same thing with Bob Pettit's 50. As soon as their playing career ended, they immediately retired the number. But again, it speaks to that being an antiquated practice where 60 years ago, you would do that not thinking, or 70 years ago, not thinking what's going to happen if you keep retiring numbers, you're going to run out of numbers. You're not thinking necessarily the 100-year, viewpoint. Adam, good morning. 2 weeks of college football season. Go Saints. Have a great day. Brad, was TAF really that controversial when it was created? TAF wasn't controversial. You don't misunderstand. It wasn't TAF. It was the seat license. So that's what I asked Nick Saban about, and I was actually great to get. I was very I was thrilled to get Nick's answer because I'm not sure that he has spoken. I'll put it to you this way. Whenever you interview someone like Nick Saban, who has spent their whole life in the public eye, they've been interviewed a million times and talked about everything. It's hard to get them to say something they haven't said before. And it kind of took that sort of rare circumstance with Skip's passing and Nick having worked here at that time, and Skip was the administrator who put the seat licensing in place. Nick talking about why that was so important. And I'm glad we got that answer. If you missed it, I'll play it on my phone real quick for you so you can hear it. So remember, when here it is. Obviously, a signature of Skip's tenure as athletic director was implementing the tradition fund. When you think about it, how did that decision and the ability to do that affect your program at the time and LSU over the last quarter century?
Well, it was something that I pushed for when I went there. And, people were slow to move on it. And Skip, got it over the top. When I went there, I said, look, guys, we don't have great facilities here and anything. And I said, if we don't get seat licensing or a way to raise $10, $12 million so we can bond $150 million and fix all these facilities, we're not going to be able to compete in the future. And everybody had a reason not to do it. And, Skip understood that it needed to be done. And I think his belief in it and impetus is what changed it. It was difficult, but it really made LSU what it is today, in my opinion, because now we have great baseball facilities. We have great facilities everywhere. The football facility is fantastic. We used to ride a school bus, from the stadium to practice every day. Changed all those things, and Skip was responsible for it.
That's a huge part of Skip's legacy as athletic director. We can talk about the coaches he hired and so on, but Nick's right. When he showed up, the facilities were Tiger Stadium was dumpy. I hate to say it that way, but it's true. There was no football ops. So you heard Nick say they used to have to get on a bus they change in Tiger Stadium, get on a bus and bus over to the practice fields. There was no basketball practice facility. The old box we loved it. It was charming, but it was a dump. They didn't have good facilities in anything. And they put the seat licensing in. You heard Nick say it. So it generated a huge cash infusion. They were able to bond it. I think he said $150 million. And that's how they were able to go build football ops, which they called affectionately at the time Sabanville, because it was his vision. They built the basketball practice facility. They built a new Alec Box Stadium. They built a new Tiger Park. Look at LSU's facilities now, which are outstanding. But that was Nick pushing for it, but Skip getting the vision and making it happen. It was a huge. So getting that comment from Saban yesterday, I was fired up about that. Bubba, good morning. Kelly, good morning. Hey, Thomas, good morning. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Jay, good morning. Did you catch T-Bob's JD5 cameo? I did not. Hey, Jim, is JD backpedaling yet? His reputation is being destroyed everywhere. Jayden put out a Instagram story 2 days ago, basically saying, well, not basically, I'll just read it for you. Hang on. Oh, maybe I deleted it. Hang on. Here it is. He said, I've been locked in on training camp, and that's been my number one focus. I have a lot of gratitude for my time at LSU, and I'm proud of what my teammates and I accomplished there. Obviously, there are issues to be worked out between my team and LSU, and my hope is that it will get done privately. My sole personal focus is on Commanders football. I realize the business of football is unique, and I trust this can all be resolved. So that's what Jayden said Thursday. I don't think he'll say anything more about it unless he's in a press conference and is asked about it. But hopefully it does go quietly after this. Hey, Drew, good morning. Here you go. Okay, Locked On, you mentioned Pickett's press conference. We are critical of Clemson reporter. Take me inside the room because from outside it seemed like a miss on LSU press. Yeah, so I agree with you, by the way. They asked us when DJ was coming in. They said he's going to make a statement. and they asked us not to ask about the jersey number, that he'd take questions on it at a later time and keep that press conference to football. I very reluctantly agreed, but the caveat is I think I should get to interview DJ Pickett as part of the Our Lady of the Lake partnership. Not should. I am going to get to interview DJ Pickett. And my request was to do it during camp. So sometime, hopefully maybe like this week or so, I might be able to interview him and we can talk about it. So he'll have to answer questions about it sooner than later, hopefully. But I think you're right, Drew. I mean, I very much feel that way. And I kind of had a little, not contentious, but a little back and forth in the hallway before we went in about it. So but I agree with you. I do. I agree with you. Corey, and the one thing I will say that's different, Drew, is you may not see it this way. If you don't, that's fine. And one of the reasons I was like, because we did ask Lane. Lane got asked multiple questions about it. I can understand the perspective of interviewing a coach, interviewing a player. And having a little bit of a different standard intact when you're interviewing a coach and a player. And if your rebuttal would be, well, the players get paid now, you're right. Hey, Corey, good morning. Loved AFR yesterday with the interview with Coach Saban when he talked about LSU. Still says we. Bam, heads exploding. That was cool. We have good facilities. Hey, David, good morning. Awesome to have Saban on the show yesterday. Not sure last time you interviewed him. Was thinking back when you said you saw him on the elevators at Media Days. RIP Skip. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever interviewed Nick. He was gone when I started in sports here. So, I mean, press conferences, would be it, but never. I don't think I've ever had him on the show, at least not that I recall. JWB, good morning. RIP Skip Bertman. Got my hats from Game Caps. Okay. Caught a BOGO and love them. Awesome. Hopefully you used the Locked On code. That's thegamecaps.com. Promo code Locked On. Get 40% off your order. Hey, Club. Good morning. Yesterday's AFR was a great show. Big thank you. The guys and all your guests really enjoyed the stories. Thank you, man. LSU statues now, Burrow, Daniels, CJ, and of course, the famous David Brown-like statue. Hey, Merrick, good morning. Any thoughts on the Jordan Tyson injury? Yeah, I mean, hamstring for a guy who's the knock on him coming here was he's injury prone and had a hamstring injury. Does not make me feel awesome. I'll tell you that. I mean, everyone talks about how explosive he is, and when you're an explosive athlete, sometimes you are prone to soft tissue injuries, and I sure hope that's not the case. But at this point, it's hard not to feel a little. Hey, Devin, good morning. Do you notice anything different about fall camp practices that gives you confidence they're actually setting the foundation to a playoff caliber team? It's early but curious. So, Devin, we don't get to see enough for me to know the answer to that. We see 12, 15 minutes of practice. So what we kind of have to rely on is what we saw in the spring with how they practice and then what the players say. And what the players pretty consistently say is how hard this camp is because of the pace they go at. And that is one thing that is notable. There's just not a lot of standing around. Now, I will give Brian Kelly's staff credit because we said the same thing a year ago. They were efficient. It wasn't necessarily the pace, but there wasn't a lot of wasted time at Kelly's practices either. So they got in, got their work, and got out. This is more where, like, we talked about the offensive line the other day. Well, James Craig took the right half of the line, and Eric Wolford took the left half of the line, and they were doing combo drills simultaneously. So instead of two guys working on a combo block while everybody else is standing around, you have basically two units going at the same time. So everybody's getting more reps. You're basically doubling your reps at practice. And that's true with the receivers and the defensive linemen and everybody. So, that's one of the benefits of having that much staff. We interviewed Blake Baker yesterday, or had a press conference yesterday. And that's the thing I asked Blake. I was like, there's so much staff. And he actually laughed. And he said, yeah, I've never been on a staff that had this many bodies. I was like, well, is it a positive or is it a thing where it could be a negative because there's so many voices? He's like, well, it's all about structure. I mean, if we're very clear with our plan and who has what roles, then it's not an issue. So that took a lot of time to make sure everybody, when they go on the practice field, knows who's responsible for what. And so you be more efficient. But that's like when you have Ed Ogeron and like Lou Spanos helping Sterling Lucas with the edge rush. Well, now you got three coaches with the edges, right? Well, now you can break up your group and get more work in. So that's kind of what we're seeing. Long way to answer the question. I hope that makes sense. Hey, Will, happy Who Dat Saturday. I wonder if the response would be the same if Brian Kelly promised 9 to a recruit. I'll tell you this, it would be the same from LSU. I spoke to an administrator on Thursday who we talked about that point blank. He said, look, if the number one quarterback in the country wanted to come to LSU and was contingent upon wearing number 9, like, they'd have a really uncomfortable conversation with the Burrows. Like, it's why you don't retire numbers. The number's not retired. And the thing that I think is important to note as well is when people say LSU or they, or Joe said, they told me, like they wouldn't issue the number, right? Well, who's they? I mean, I know who they is. I'd rather not say the individual's name because I don't think it was anything malicious, but suffice to say that person doesn't have the autonomy to make that decision because LSU has written down criteria in its Hall of Fame section for jersey retirement, statues, Hall of Fame, all that sort of stuff. And it's very clear where they do not retire numbers, and it's up to the coach's discretion to issue a jersey of a number of a retired jersey player. So like LSU has a 4 and a 21 this year, and a 37, and they'll continue having 7s after Burt Jones is honored this year. Lord Mayonnaise. Pyburn got more sacks in one preseason NFL game than he did the entire season at LSU. I need to take a roster sheet to the Dome today so I know who's on the field. Adam, cool interview with Eric McLean. Nice guy. Abner, good morning. Have a great weekend. Thanks. Same to you. HD, good morning. Happy Saturday and football season. Get to get you live every so often. Love it. Thank you for being there. Steven, which statue is best for Joey B? Pointing for a block, Smoking Joe, or Burrow? Yeah, I don't know what they'll do. It won't. I doubt it'll be the cigar. But I said the night after that A&M game where he wore the Burrow, like that, that should be like that they should commission the statue immediately, and that should be the statue. So I think that would be cool. Hey, good morning. Corey loves AFR. Loved during AFR yesterday on interview with Coach Saban when he talks about LSU. He still says, oh, yes, read that one already. Hey, Rocky, good morning. Loved the Saban interview yesterday. Were you a little bit nervous? I certainly would have been. Rocky, I can't tell you the last time I was nervous, man, doing that job. It's I mean, you're just around these people all the time. There's people. Sorry, I was reading a different quote. I mean, so no, it's, I've been doing this 20 years now, man. Like, I've interviewed coaches and Hall of Famers and All-Americans and Heisman winners and governors. It's just, you're just having a conversation with a person. Carrie, good morning. Mary, good morning. Happy 1 week anniversary for surgery. Hope you're 100% soon. Thank you, Mary. Getting there. Definitely still going through the healing process. Like, it's just, I could still feel the stitches internally, like the surface, so that the stitches are on the inside. So there's glue on the 3 incision points. And so the glue part is starting to heal nicely, which is looking better and better. But the incisions, especially the lower one, because it's like by my waistline, that's when it just gets rubbed the most by my pants or my belt or something like that. So that's the one that's kind of a little uncomfortable. Hey, Dalton. Ben McDonald's interview with Feinbaum about Skip was great and heartbreaking. It's the bottom of the 9th. I didn't see Ben's interview. Feinbaum and I are on at the same time, so I didn't get to see what Ben said, but I'll go watch it. Tiger Poppy, good morning. Hey, Jordan. What can Blake do different versus Marcel Reed this time? She doesn't have another field day. Yeah, man. The interesting thing about that is you hear him say it all the time. Him or the players say it too. Like, it's not the scheme because they have guys in position to make plays, and then the guys don't make the plays. So what you can do differently is make the play. Roll Tide, go Pats. That's interesting. DJ Pickett refuses to throw away underwear because he's worn it his whole career. It's weird. Shelby, good morning. Props to you on a great tribute show for Skip yesterday. As a younger guy, not from BR, most of my exposure to Skip came in his years after he was done at LSU. Great to hear stories. Awesome. Thank you, man. Sherwood Rome, good morning. RIP Skip, gone, never forgotten. That is true. What radio station did you go on in D.C.? Last night I went on WTOP. I think it was WTOP. Went on with Jared Stillman on Sirius XM on Mad Dog Radio. There was another DC, Grant and Danny on 106.7 The Fan. And then Lionel Willingham. But I'm not sure which station he's on. So I did those 4, 3 in DC, 1 Sirius XM. Then I did 1 in Tennessee too, oddly enough. Lest I forget.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish Built. Parish Built. Parish Built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
Steven, has anyone asked Kiffin about uniform combinations? I know Hunt Palmer, like that was the one question he wanted to ask Lane at Media Days. I don't think he got the opportunity, though. So to the best of my knowledge, no. R.I.P. Skip. Tiger Baseball, whatever happened to having Lee Fineswell on AFR? Oh, I got a message. Lee's birthday was this week, and that happened with all the hoopla with Jayden. Lee moved to Massachusetts. So his son and his daughter and his grandchildren all live up in the Northeast. And so he and Brenda moved up there. So enjoying retirement. I got to see Lee. He held a big volleyball tournament down here at sometime in the spring. So I got to see him briefly for that. But he's doing great. And enjoying his retirement by family up in the Northeast. Bailey, I'm glad guys like you can help explain Skip's greatness. I'm too young to have seen him around LSU. Yeah, man. I'm very fortunate to have lived through that. I really, as a sports fan, when I think about it, I've lived in been very fortunate to live in the time that it did. I've seen all five of Skip's baseball national championships. I've seen obviously Maneri and Jay. So I've seen all 8. I was a student at LSU in 2003 when they won the first title in 45 years. And I covered 07, 11, and 19. I was working in sports when the Saints won the Super Bowl. Got the entire Peyton Breeze era. 2 Heisman winners. I've been pretty fortunate. Hey, Blake, who are you most looking forward to watching in today's preseason game? Probably the receivers. I want to see Bryce Lance and Barry and Brown. I'm definitely interested in the running back depth. And I talked about it a little bit at the start of the show, but something we're not talking enough about is place kicker. Like Blake Grupe was a problem. They lost games because of Blake Grupe. And if you're playing close games, you need to have a good kicker. And they certainly don't have that spot solidified right now. I mean, Charlie Smith is the incumbent who's back, and they have brought in competition, but there doesn't seem to be any real discernible separation right now with those guys. Hey, Jeremy, good morning. Do you think now that Saban has been retired for a bit that LSU fans can start to really appreciate him for what he did? Still can tell he really has affection for LSU. Yeah. I very much look forward to the day when Nick comes into Tiger Stadium and is given the ovation he deserves. Because everything we appreciate and enjoy now is because of him. I mean, he built the foundation. He made everyone believe it was possible. Because before Nick Saban got here, even getting to the SEC championship game felt like forbidden fruit. I mean, LSU got close, and in 96 and 97, both years, they tied for the West and lost tiebreakers because they got blown out. They got blown out by Sean Alexander in Alabama in 96. And in 97 was the Cecil Collins game when Cecil ran for 270 or whatever it was against Auburn, and they still lost. And they lost the tiebreaker at Auburn. It just felt like they were never going to get to Atlanta. And Nick comes, and now it feels like it's our expectation every year. Go win the SEC and play for a championship. And that's all because of the culture he built. And the resources and all the stuff, right? But and so I love the 03 team. And the 25-year anniversary of 03 is coming up. I guess that would be in 28. And so I hope Nick's there. I know when they had the 20-year anniversary, Nick couldn't be there, but they had the Friday night before the game, they had a party for the 20-year anniversary of the 03 team, and Nick did a video message to the team. So yeah, I look forward to that day. Corey, I guess you're good. Bill, good morning. My wife said it best, was telling her about the Daniels jersey issue before I could finish. She stopped me and said, "This is the dumbest conversation I've ever had." Sometimes it takes someone without any emotional tie to the conversation to put some perspective on how dumb the conversation is. Hang on. Hello?
Hey, is Julie?
No.
Will you please look him up? He's not going to bed your parents tonight. It's so late.
Okay.
Okay, and then he needs his meds as soon as he wakes
I
up.
already did his meds.
The focal one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's just kind of, okay. What are you doing?
Morning Scone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, can you stop and get him up?
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
I'll call you later.
Okay, bye. Erica wants me to wake Drew up because it's 10:30. All right, I gotta go. You know what we'll do? We'll do this again.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish Built. Parish Built. Parish Built. From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Okay. Parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know, Parish Construction and Roofing. So I shout out to Brock. Remember, if you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. You need a roof called Parish. Unique physique, unique aesthetics and wellness. You got your GLP-1s, lowest prices, never any contracts. Uniquephysique.com. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Boatcock Brothers Premium Cigars. Next Friday is launch day for the LSU box. Excited for that. And code MAT15, 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 15% off your order. And as always, FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake. Championship Health partner of LSU Athletics. We're going to Capitol Gala Best Dressed tonight, which actually benefits Our Lady of the Lake Cancer Institute. So be a fun night. Fun night. Hey, Brett. Let's see. Give 12 to Aaron Rodgers on the Steelers. I guess that was Terry Bradshaw. Steve, at practice, have you seen any two-back formations in goal line or short distance? Yeah, we don't get to see any team. That's the point. Like, we get to watch 12 to 15 minutes, and it's all individuals. So we don't get to watch any team stuff. We don't get to watch the offensive line against the defensive line, receivers against DBs. We don't get to watch any of that. So everything that I give you, in addition to what we get to see, which is basically because, like, if you let us go in for such a small amount of time, then effectively the only thing we can do of value is take roll. Who's there? Who's not? Who's in a gold no contact jersey? I mean, even the 11-man pursuit drill that we talked about from defense, while we don't learn anything from the drill itself, they're literally just 11 guys running the ball. At least we got to see like the first 11 out there and then the second 11. And that's how we got to see Jace Thomas was running with the ones at safety. Well, when they ran the pursuit drill yesterday, when we were out there, they did a 7-man pursuit drill, and there was no discernible methodology to how they were putting guys out there. Like Deuce Gerald's was taking a rep with Shone Washington. It just, you know what I mean? it's like they're trying not to show us anything. Okay, so that's fine. So that just means then I have to go dig around, which is fine. It's part of a job, and ask people within the program what I need to know. And I've shared that with y'all whenever I get tidbits. Like Winnie Watkins wasn't there 2 days ago. He had missed 3 practices. And so I asked and was told he wasn't participating in individual, but he came and went through the team drills in gold. And then yesterday he was there in gold during the individual drills when we were there. Told you all about running back. Like Dylan Jones is far and away the number 1 running back. And Harlan Berry is like 1A right now. And then it's big gap. And it's probably Caden Durham, but Stacey Gage is pushing Durham for the number 3 back. You know. Hey, Bob. All the 104.5 shows crushed it with guests yesterday. Thank you, man. Bill, good morning. I see Parish office opened a office in Biloxi. It's right by my home. Will you be visiting anytime soon? Actually, Bill, there is a plan. We had hoped that was going to happen actually months ago, to be honest. And I intend on doing a show in Biloxi, very likely at the Beau Rivage, to announce the launch of the parish office in Biloxi. So that is my my hope to do that. And I think what we're looking to do is probably the weekend that LSU baseball plays their fall weekend over there against Samford. That's the very loose plan for now. Very loose plan for now. Hey, Jeffrey, good morning. Thank you. Rocky, Nick said we have great baseball facilities. He said we have great, all the facilities are great, said we. Morning, Matt. In the Louisiana Army National Guard drilling in Baton Rouge this weekend, what have been your impressions of the LSU team purely in terms of talent in comparison to 24 and 25? So I think I'm trying to think how I want to answer this by position group. I think it's important to note that last year they had a lot of talent last year, man. They just didn't maximize all of that talent. I mean, they had the number 1 portal class and spent $18 million on their roster. 24, they had Will Campbell and Emory Jones, and they had some top guys like that, but 1 to 85, they weren't as talented a roster. Obviously coming off of 23 where you had Jayden and Malik and Brian Thomas and that great team. I think the offensive line this year is dramatically better than the unit a year ago. And that probably shouldn't come as a great surprise. You return Braylon Moore, but you add Jordan Seaton, Alubaz, a 5th-year senior, multi-year starter. And I think some of the depth pieces you added were just better players. And that was a problem last year. I think your receiver group, last year you had a lot of small guys. You had Aaron Anderson and Xavier Thomas and Barry and Brown. It was just smaller receivers. I think this is a more diverse group when you look at, a guy like Jackson Harris, who's 6'3", Malik Elzy, who's 6'4", 6'5". You do have the small, quick, explosive guy in Trey Wilson. But I think you have more depth and probably a little more physicality at receiver. One of the things that I was told last year is that group was really coddled. And I think it's true. I think you can look at that and see that was probably the case. I think George McDonald's done a really good job with this group. I think Kevin Smith is, for all the respect I have in the world for Frank Wilson, I think Kevin Smith's a better running backs coach than Frank Wilson is. I didn't like that Harlem Berry fumbled and then Frank never gave him the ball again. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. So I think there's spots where they're definitely better. And the only reason I'm kind of pausing is, man, you just hope springs eternal in the spring. And so you really try to check yourself because they haven't played anybody. It's all good on good. Everybody's positive. Everybody's going to be an All-American. Everybody's the best this, they're the best at that. It's just, I mean, I can tell you they look the part. I mean, they passed the eye test. I am worried about defensive tackle depth. I think you're thin at end and at corner. But I think you should be, I mean, it's Lane's offense, and they should score a bunch of points. And I think Blake Baker should be plenty good enough on defense to where they'll have a chance to win every game they play. I don't think they're going to win every game they play. Don't misunderstand me. But I don't think there's any game on the schedule where I go, well, just take the Sharpie and put an L because you're outclassed there. I don't think that exists, and it shouldn't when you spend $50 million on your roster. Yeah, a lot of y'all picked up on Nick saying we. Yeah. Jeffrey, Brian, good morning from Kellogg, Idaho. Rich Eisen, mentioned you on the show. Yeah, I saw that. Oh, everybody did on Thursday with my tweet about the Heisman. Hey, Michael, good morning. Franco Nation, good morning. Doesn't seem like JD5 himself thinks it's that serious. His reps are overblowing it. I will say, and this was part of my report, Jayden did personally reach out to LSU leadership expressing his displeasure. And that was a couple of weeks ago. And that's how the whole thing started. Cole, JD5 is a class act. He is the one pushing the BS. I'm telling you, Jayden's the one who first reached out to express his displeasure. Jayden reached out to LSU leadership. Now, Jayden's not the one who called the Heisman Trust. That was his mom. And I don't think Jayden's the one who the attorney drafted the cease and desist. But he's also a 26-year-old man, a millionaire many times over, who needs to take control of his own brand and get better advice. Because letting this go to this point was a gross miscalculation. And LSU did their best not to let this become a thing, because, I mean, even so much as to say the first day of camp, when we went out there and they handed us rosters, they still hadn't made the change on the roster. Pickett was still listed as 3. We didn't find out till we went out there and saw Pickett in 5. Hang on one second, Drew's up. I'm going to get him out of his bed. Daddy sneeze? Spoon. Hang on one second. I'll give Drew some medicine. Hang on one second. Okay. Hopefully the last disturbance. What up, Jay? Can I need some intel on today's scrimmage and how you got us? If I don't get it tonight because I'm at best dressed, I'll get it in the morning for sure. Jack Pringles, who cares about a number? Play football, you grow the value you're in our brand. What up, Jay? Hey, Brad. It's interesting you don't care about numbers or patches on jerseys. Very passionate about uniform color combinations. Yeah, because like that is branding and that is your school and program's collective brand. I don't care what number you associate a player with the number, because like WHATUPG spells what up, G. What up, G? What up, G? LSU is missing a funding opportunity. Who wouldn't donate to statues for Joe and Jayden? Oh man, it takes them a long time to get those things built. The new song is Lit Scone. Hey, Robert, Saban is going to have to stop slyly telling the LSU world that leaving was his worst mistake ever. Also, the tributes from other baseball programs from Skip are amazing. Yeah, I mean, it's really cool how basically every baseball program in the country tweeted their condolences about Skip yesterday. Franco Nation, love how Saban called himself a dumbass for leaving. He regrets leaving, hence why Lane is here. Educator, Matt, glad you're back from your appendix issue. Thank you. Do you think Ole Miss may be overhyped or not? RIP to the GOAT, Skip Bertman. My feeling on Ole Miss, and I don't know if there's any way to talk about this without people just thinking it's me just throwing shade. I just believe it's the same thing I said when Nick Saban left Alabama. I didn't say they were going to be bad. I didn't say they were going to be terrible. I just said they're not going to be dominant anymore. You can't lose Nick Saban and not regress. And we've seen it. I think the same thing at Ole Miss. They have good players. They got a really good quarterback and a good running back. But I don't think you can lose Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss and think your offense is just not going to miss a beat. What up, Jake? Also, the collective world is clearly thinking Jayden is being selfish, blaming Brian Kelly for his inability to make a decision. Do you think the Ole Miss game is getting dangerous at this point? I don't know. Dangerous? Okay, Drew. Stat morning, isn't move-in week typically the week the kids get into trouble? Let's hope everyone stays out of the news. So if you're talking about the football team, it's usually after they break. So remember the Shady's bar fight in 2011? That was when they broke camp. So remember, when they're in camp, like they stay in, like they don't stay at their homes and like they stay either in hotel, like at Lod Cook, or it depends on I need to actually ask if they're staying at Lod Cook or where they're staying, or like an athletic dorm or something. Because it's different for each coach, right? But anyway, but yeah, they stay, they keep them on lockdown basically for 2 weeks during fall camp. And then when they break camp, typically that's when the players would go out and go to the bars and all that stuff. And that's when you could have an issue. So when they break camp. Shelby, how you feeling since the surgery? Also, how lucky is Jayden because of Skip? The narrative is changing. Yes. I mean, the Skip news absolutely took everyone's eye off the ball with the Jayden jersey stuff. And quite honestly, I'm glad it happened. I'm not glad Skip passed. I'm glad we moved on from the Jayden thing. But what was the other part you said? How you feeling since surgery? I'm feeling better. I mean, it was a week ago today. Right about now, a week ago is whenever I fired up Morning Scone. It was right at a little after 11 a.m. Central. So I was still coming out of anesthesia a week ago, but I'm feeling good, man. Was there anything that caused you to get appendicitis, or is it random? Yeah, man. So appendicitis is the infection that happens when the opening of the appendix gets blocked, and there's a lot of different things that can cause that. And so usually it happens to people when they're younger. It happened to me when I'm 44. Seaton said you get to be coached by every coach as well. Hey, Michael, good morning. Antonio would be awesome for Jay and the team to dedicate the 27th season to Coach Skip. Oh, I'm sure that'll happen. I'm sure there'll be plenty of tributes in the box and all around. WHATUPG spells, what up, G? Hey, Matt, catch a McDonald interview with Feinbaum. He said Coach Skip told him it's bottom of the ninth, and 3 hours later he passed. Gives me chills. I did not see Ben's interview. I'll have to go watch it. DJ, good morning from the cold plunge. Hope you get back soon. I am anxiously awaiting. Regulatory. So I was doing the Kalshi read for Locked On, and it's like Kalshi.com/regulatory. And Drew had walked in and goes, regulatory Erica. What?
What up?
Drew, I have said what up, G, 8,000 times, and you've been out of bed for 6 minutes. Hey, Terry, good morning. Honoring Skip's a wonderful thing to do. It was the only thing to do yesterday. Hey, Rob, anyone call Les about Skip? He hired him. Rob, I don't think Les is doing great, man. I think there's a reason we haven't heard from or seen Les publicly in a while. So, the last photos I even saw of Les were when Smacker got married. And I think there's a reason we're not seeing him very very public or prominent right now. Skip is in heaven and running out of the dugout to argue with the umpire. Vino, good morning. Can we please get Mike D and Scone connection back? I would love to, man. I'm telling you. But as long as Mike's doing afternoons on WWL, can't do it, man. So whenever he decides he's going to walk away from radio, daily radio, and he wants to jump back on the show, I'll be waiting with open arms. Hey, Dexton, good morning, man. Let's see. Good morning, Matt. I don't know if you remember, but late last year, my wife was messaging you to surprise me by meeting you. You were busy, though, so she spilled the beans. I'm sure I'll see him somewhere. I don't mean to be disrespectful. I get a lot of messages like that. So I don't remember if you gave me a little more context. I know there are, and I don't know, like your name is obviously like a screen name there. But I know there are times where like people ask and I send, happy birthday messages or whatever to folks, like video messages to folks, or sometimes, some folks who've been in town have come up and said hello at remotes or at the radio station or stuff like that. I love meeting our listeners and viewers. So, I mean, you all, I say it all the time, like you all are as much a part of my day as I am of yours. I mean, I know I'm the only one actually talking, but like y'all are messaging and I read your names and y'all are always so kind about Drew and my family. And so I always enjoy when I get to meet everybody. So I always encourage people, please, if you see me, please come say hello. Hey, Charles. Skip and my father, Bob, were good friends to baseball. Skip came to my dad's wake, stayed the entire time. Such a class act. Rest in peace, Coach. Amen. After Dad's show, we're going to get dressed. We'll go for our Dad's car to wear.
What up?
To do what?
My elevator.
Yep.
What up, Jay?
The elevator, what up, Jake?
Daniel say it.
And a boy, Rich Eisen. Appreciate the attribution. Michael Cook, good morning. Yep. Bill, good morning. HT, Skip's going to win the argument with Satan. R.I.P. Skip. Hey, Rob. Morning, Matt. Sorry if I missed it. What do you think about Burrow's comments on Jayden? Well, first of all, it's not Joe's number that's being used, so I would be curious I'd be curious if when they try to put 9 on somebody, what Joe would say. The part of Joe's answer that's the most interesting is when he said, they told me they wouldn't use it again or wouldn't issue it again. Well, the point is, who is they? And again, I'm pretty sure I know who he's referring to. And let me rephrase. I know who he's referring to. And that person did not then, and certainly does not now, have the autonomy to make that decision. So excuse me. So thank you. Oh, Drew said, bless you. So, I mean, if it is black and white on the LSU Hall of Fame website that discusses jersey retirement, statues, Hall of Fame election, etc., that even retired jerseys, the numbers can still be issued in circulation to the head coach's discretion. So, and it wasn't the former or current head coach who told Joe Burrow that. And I had a conversation on Thursday with a high-ranking LSU official, say that, who told me point blank, if the number one quarterback in the country wanted to come to LSU and was contingent on wearing 9, that this person said we'd have to have an uncomfortable conversation with the Burrows. Like, there's a reason they don't retire numbers. What? Oh, Gordy Rush. Okay.
What up, G?
What up, G? There you go. There he is. What does Gordy say? He gone. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Facebook, like the page, share the post. Podcast, subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Rate us, leave a review. Hey, Daniel, good morning. What you say, Moscona? A lot. You know I love you, right? Thank you, Daniel. I love you too. Kyrie. Sorry, Jayden, we can't retire the number of every great player that comes through LSU. Deal with it. Well, I mean, that is true. Like, they're not going to retire numbers of any players, literally any. And see, like, I disagree with this. Kyrie, I disagree with you completely. You said only 3 numbers should be that. Like, I fundamentally disagree with you because the Heisman, because you're referring to Heisman's, and a Heisman is a quarterback award. So, in my opinion, not my opinion, Glenn Dorsey is the most decorated player in the history of the program. Like, he is certainly worthy if you're going to retire a number. Like, Glenn Dorsey should be in that same stratosphere. But you don't, but you have 72s. I mean, Garrett Dellinger wore 72. I mean, whatever. Who dat? Let's see what we look like today. I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready. 3:00 kick. I know a lot of the starters aren't going to play. That's fine. But I like preseason football because it's an opportunity, especially not getting to go to camp. It's an opportunity to get to watch the team play and the guys that are vying for a roster spot. And sometimes this is how you see who's going to make roster spot 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. Like, who are those last guys that are going to make it? So I like watching the preseason. I'm excited to see the Saints tee it up and kick it off today. Hey, Dakota. Good morning. I predict Rattlers made huge leaps. Y'all saw Olave. Dude got some traps now. Let's see. Are we almost done? I think we might almost be done. You have to work out your neck. It's true. You do. Hey, Ben. Good morning. I saw Chris Olave, Moss, Travis Hunter yesterday. Supposedly during the joint workouts Thursday, the Saints dominated Jacksonville. The Saints offense cooked. That's great to see. Matt, what if your DT Vernon Broughton shows up? Would love to see that. I'm actually cautiously optimistic about the defensive line. I'm bummed about Brian Brzez's injury, which certainly hurts your size and depth, athleticism at the position. But you used a third-round pick on Vernon Broughton, used a second-round pick on Christian Miller. You've got, Nathan Shepard's having a good camp. Obviously, Devon Gottschall is still there. So I'm cautiously optimistic about that interior defensive line. Xavier Harris is an interesting one if he ever gets out there. Massive dude, from Ole Miss. Hey, Hughes, good morning. I'm late this morning. Are you going to get any info on the scrimmage? Yeah, so they LSU scrimmages tonight at 6:05. I will be at the Capitol Gala Best Dressed event downtown. So if I get any info on the scrimmage late tonight, great. If not, it'll probably be tomorrow morning. But yes, I'll absolutely make phone calls and get some info on it. Hey, Adam, good morning. At this point, what do you think is redeemable between Jayden and LSU? Is a statue, jersey, retirement out of the window? No, absolutely not. I think those things will happen. One of the things that LSU has made a point of doing. Okay, thank you. One of the things that, Drew, I need you to go sit on your playmat. No, sir. Hey. I need you to use your words, please. No. I need you to use your words, please. Those are not words. He imitates a nonverbal kid at school. That's what that is. And it is annoying. Anyway, I do think those things will happen. One of the things that LSU has made a point of doing is retire. Remember, they went 50 years between Billy Cannon and Tommy Casanova for a jersey retirement ceremony. So one of the things that they've made a point of doing is honoring the older players first so they could appreciate it while they're alive. So that's why Jerry Stovall and Charles Alexander and now Burt Jones, they're honoring the older players. They're sort of going chronologically so that these players can appreciate the honor while they're alive to enjoy it and bring their family to for it and everything. So, there is a mandatory 5-year wait period for a jersey retirement anyway. So they couldn't even do Jayden's yet until 28. Worst part is this resurgence of the Michael Penix should have won idiots. Wasn't even Penix, it was Bo Nix. That was Bo Nix was the runner-up, wasn't he? Oh, Penix was 2. So I guess after Oregon lost in the conference championship game to Washington, Penix leapfrog Nix. Because through the game, I remember we're watching the probability change during the game. Like when Oregon was losing, Jayden went up. When Oregon made their comeback, Nix kind of took over. Then when Oregon lost, Jayden took back over, which is crazy. All right. I love this man puts his kid above all else. That's why I can't hate on him. It's all love. The truth is, Daniel, I don't care if you do hate on me because it's just us talking about sports. The only thing that actually really matters in life is my family. So if you hate on me because we have a differing opinion on retiring a number, I'm quite okay. I'll be just fine. Jade's mom dictates who can date and B, that's not a man, that's a child. It's actually kind of funny that you think that's true. Hey, Drew, listen to me. Come here.
Or use your inside voice.
Oh, my God. We got to get change of clothes. Ugh. Man. You try to portray this character, but I see you. That's real love what you have for your son. I'm curious, Daniel, what character do I try to portray? Because, like, I don't legitimately don't ever try to portray a character. Like, if you met me, if you walked in my house right now, we had a conversation, this is who I am. So I don't know what character you think I'm trying to portray. And whatever I do professionally has quite literally nothing to do with the love I have for my son. I know in a way you were trying to pay me a compliment, and I appreciate that. I also have no idea what character you think I'm trying to portray. Oh, that was 20 minutes ago. Whew. Man. Let me give you a high four so Jayden saw that on Twitter. M-E-R-I-K-A spells miracle. Yes, LSU Scrimmage is tonight at 6:05. You portray the lemon cookie kid. Let's see. Where are we? Any more? Let's see, Matt. I've seen some media fans blame you for the fact that y'all haven't got much access and you're reporting the formations and everything in spring, and Kiffin didn't like that. No, that is factually inaccurate. They actually asked us when we got to watch the scrimmages in spring not to chart like a play-by-play. I didn't. Yet some people in the press box still did. M-E-R-I-K-A spells America. So no, this is just this is actually kind of what Lane does. This is like as far as access. Spring was just a little bit of an outlier as he was coming in for the first time and let us watch spring. So it was great to get to see all that. Hopefully we do next spring too. Hey, let's go. Does that mean the Mixed Nuts are playing tonight at Capitol Gala's Best Dressed? If so, that is awesome news. I'll see you there. Ash, our table is on the runways. I don't know where, but it's on the runway because so Mac Chiwilli, who owns Traction, obviously partners with Terrio and Traction, is one of the Capitol Gala Best Dressed honorees tonight. So we got a table for to go support Mac. So that's why. Well, I love to be there no matter what. But is it a big concern? Tyson for the Saints is hurt already. I don't know that it's a big concern, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a concern. I mean, that was the knock on him coming out of Arizona State, was that he was injury prone, missed a bunch of games here because of the hamstring, and now he's got a hamstring. So yeah, be lying if I said it wasn't a concern. I mean, I hope it's just a minor thing and he's back and ready for the opener and it doesn't bother him at all this year. But is it a concern? Yeah. I mean, for a guy that's got an injury history, to be injured in his first camp is concerning. Yeah, Mary, that's kind of what I was alluding to there. So, so Les and Kathy built a home in Naples. And, and yeah, I think there's a reason you haven't seen Les really publicly at all in a few years. So, Matt, me and Hanny are from Franklin, and Big Daryl Phillips, defensive end, passed away this week. He played in the 80s. Condolences to his family. I'm not sure I knew Daryl, but condolences to his family. Real Young Citrus, I was impressed with what I saw from the rookies as a Broncos fan. Take the shot. Matt, did Corey Raymond promise DJ 5? I think I will tell you that yes, Corey was part of it. Of course he was. He was a position coach, primary recruiter. But that Brian Kelly was, from someone who was in the room for the meeting, that Brian Kelly was in the room as well when they talked to DJ about 5, when he was in high school, when he committed in high school. So was Corey part of it? Of course he was. He's the primary recruiter and position coach. And why wouldn't you be okay issue? Like, Corey doesn't. 5's not retired. You have the number 1 corner in America, wants to wear 5. Okay. That's a contingency, a mandatory contingency for to get the number 1 corner in the country, is that he gets to wear a jersey number. That's not retired. Okay. But Brian Kelly was okay with it too in recruiting. I am very comfortable saying, from someone with intimate knowledge of the situation that was in the room for the meeting, that Brian Kelly was also in the room. Patrick, appreciate the reflections on Coach Bertman. His impact went far beyond baseball. He helped change what LSU Athletics believed it could be. No doubt. Media is not allowed at the scrimmage today. No. Brian, just wanted to compliment you on your show yesterday. Excellently arranged. Love the various perspectives from big personalities, giving your guests room to speak aloud for so many good moments. Thank you. Appreciate it, Brian. Thank you very much. It's one of those days where you just get out of the way and you let your guests speak, and you hope that they are honest and truthful and vulnerable and all those things, and they all were, and I'm very grateful for it. Probably not when your mom is... let's see, Greg, now that Knox has 2 SEC offers with Mizzou and Vandy, does he still have free reign in football ops, or is he restricted now as a recruit? Glad you're feeling better. It's a good thank you, Greg. It's a good question. I think, honestly, that whenever that there are exceptions, like family exceptions, with recruits. So, I mean, you can't like limit Lane's contact with his son, right? Hey, all right, Alex, happy birthday, man. 34. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hope it's a great day, man. Best to you and yours. Hope it's an easy day at work, and we'll make that money and enjoy a birthday celebration tonight, man. It's going to come out one day that all of Scone's inside sources are burner account from Edo. Yeah. That's most definitely not ever a thing that's going to happen in real life. I'm worried about the D-line. Freshmen, no matter how good they are, shouldn't be in a position to start. I agree with you, Christian. I was having that conversation yesterday with somebody. You can be real, like two things can be true at the same time. You can be really excited about Gerald and Anderson and those guys. And also the fact that you're starting two freshmen and that your veterans and your transfers can't beat out two freshmen is problematic. I would love it if they were great depth rotational pieces. The fact that they're getting the lion's share of the snaps with the ones is a concern. T-Bob Poetry never misses a beat. Ashton, morning, Matt. Can't make out what's more ridiculous: a recruit deciding on a school contingent on a jersey number, or a professional player concerned about who's wearing his former number. Ashton, I agree with you on both counts. As a 44-year-old man who's married with a special needs child, it doesn't compute. But I'm also not an 18-year-old college player who wants his jersey number, or a Heisman winner who feels disrespected. Like, I don't have those perspectives. But to me, it does feel silly on both accounts. But I'm the guy who always says, put a poop emoji on the front of the shirt. I don't care. Is Drew wearing crawfish PJs? He is. He actually has a couple of pair of crawfish PJs. He has like a pair that's like that they're like creamy with like crawfish all over them, and then the butt, it says trapdoor. You get it. Scrimmage today is at 6:05 tonight in Tiger Stadium. No media access. Numbers mean a lot to players. They have meaning to them. Something we don't play to understand. That's true. That's what I'm saying. I don't have that perspective. I also can't imagine making a decision on where you're going to spend your career to grow and develop and all that stuff based on a number. Like that have miracle. Like, as someone who does have life perspective, having been around for a long time, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. If it's something you want and is preferred, okay. But I'm telling you, like, that was a deal breaker. If Pickett didn't get 5, like, he wasn't coming here. But did they waive? Forgive me if I missed that. And with the way the last couple of days. Okay, so they did. Oh, they waived Xavier Harris last week while I was in the hospital with appendicitis. Okay, that's why I missed it. All right. Thank you for the clarification. And I will tell you. So, file this away, okay, with Xavier Harris. So, that's a guy who went undrafted. He did sign with the Saints as a UDFA. I don't know if he got money. But that is one of those guys who, if the 5-for-5 ruling for the 2022 kids comes into effect, and there are exceptions for guys who signed a UDFA deal but didn't take money or didn't play or whatever the case may be, however the judge rules, that could be the type of player that LSU might be interested in pursuing. Is Pickett going to tell an NFL team not to draft if he can't wear 5? That's a good point. Okay, what would actually more likely happen is that it's what happens in the NFL. If you want a jersey number, you buy it. Like, you buy a number off of someone. You buy it, you trade for it, something like that, right? If you really are bullish on that. Look, like, Jayden took 5 from the Commander's punter. Like that's what happens. Like you buy it, you trade for it, something like that. So anyway, okay, I think we're done. Hopefully we're done having jersey number conversations. Anyway, okay, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post, podcast, subscribe on your favorite podcast app, rate us, leave a review. I'm going to get Drew dressed, and we're going to go ride elevators and have an afternoon, and then we'll watch the Saints play at 3 o'clock, and then I'll go to Capitol Gala best dressed tonight. Really looking forward to it. I do want to drop a locked on at some point here before the Saints play because I didn't get to do the episode. Gosh, I didn't get to do a Skip episode or on Blake Baker, who met with reporters yesterday. So I want to sort of talk about what Blake had to say.
How for blessed?
BLESSYOU spells bless you. Okay. All right. Y'all have a great day. See y'all. Peace.